Okay, my name is Maria. I'm from Ukraine. I'm 22 and I'm an international student at Durham College. Honestly, I just finished my whole courses and waiting for the graduation ceremony right now. I am a fashion and beauty photographer. Honestly, it was like a random area that I chose before I started to study because 3 years ago I didn't know how to use like the professional camera. I never used that before. My husband just gifted me the small camera and I started to shoot when my study started only. So before the studying, I never used like a professional camera.
Wow, so you began to study photography 3 years ago. You only have 3 years experience.
Yes.
Wow, that's phenomenal compared to your portfolio now.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, this is your portfolio.
Yes.
And I know there are many excellent photos here, but I want you to choose 3. Your
my favorite.
Yeah,
Okay, yes, I can do this. This is... Okay, this is one of my favorite photo. A lot of people ask me why. I can say because it looks interesting. You know, when you flip through the album or portfolio, you look like really quick. But this photo, you want to look and see the details. And I love the contrast of this picture. So yeah. I worked in a team with my makeup artist, and I think it looks really good. Yeah, this is my second, like the best and favorite photos. On this photo, I was playing with the light technique. I always try to play with this because all the professors require to change your skill and grow up every time. Yeah. So here I try to change something, and I think it looks really good. And especially, honestly, I really love the retouching of this photo.
Have you ever considered like other program? Because you studied photography here in Canada. So, like you said, you don't know photography, and like why you choose this program?
After my school in Ukraine, I entered to the Ukrainian university on the philology course. So after graduation, I will be like a teacher who studied children Russian, Ukrainian, and English. But after a year studying, I realized that it's not my type of this work at all. And my husband asked me, "What do you want to do?" I said, "I don't know." And okay, what do you like to do? Maybe you like to be a chef or make a photo. I said, no. Honestly, I love to edit. Oh, you can be a photographer, I said. But it's not a profession because in Ukraine we don't have like a photography profession. You can finish only, you know, like courses, small courses that takes 3 or 4 weeks, and you're a photographer. And I was surprised that Canada has this field of work, like in the professional level. And yeah, he told me, "You like to do the editing?" I said yes, and okay, you can choose the photography, and this is how I choose my profession.
All right. So basically, it seems like you find this program in Canada and I find it fit for you, so you come to Canada. Because from a Chinese perspective, many Chinese come to Canada college. They are not intended to like study a program. They came with the purpose of immigration because they will have like 3 years of permit after graduation. So did you Is that a factor for you, or
No.
just for study?
No. My husband studied at Ontario Tech University, which is located in one area with the Durham College, and he lived here, so I didn't have a chance. I had to study English, entered the college, and moved to Canada because of him.
So how about now? Do you have you and your husband? Do you have like intention to live here, or will you go back to Europe?
We're still thinking because Canada is a really nice country, but really expensive, and here really hard to earn money and live with the great quality that we lived in Ukraine than here. But in Europe, it's more than interesting perspective for the good quality of life, and we're still thinking, yeah.
Okay, so what obstacles here you came across in Canada?
Like in living or in what?
Any respect, any you want to say, living experience or learning experience, or even like emotional, because many people feel the seasonal depression here.
Yeah.
Also, I feel that during the winter.
Especially during the winter. You know that this winter was the darkest winter in this year. Not in this year, during like the 80 years. It was one of the darker, and due to this, a lot of people felt depression.
Yeah. So how
Me
about
too.
you? Really?
It was like a small depression, but we moved a lot with my husband, so I don't feel like, you know, these feelings to miss of our home or something like this. No, for me now moving, it's okay. It's like this style of life, and honestly, I hate to. So waiting. Yeah. Oh my goodness, so loud. The moving for us, it's like the lifestyle right now, but I lost my thoughts.
Yeah, it's okay.
We faced with a small depression this winter. It was not like a big depression, you know. It's not maybe the good country, or we want to move in the more best place where the weather is good. But here, for me, honestly, I faced only with the one problem, that was the language at the beginning. I think everyone faced with this when he moved to another country. And yeah, it was one of the main problems that I faced. But the culture was good because I was prepared for this. Maybe watching the movie, I saw this vibe of the city. Also, I watched the YouTube video, so I was prepared for this vibe of the town and of people, especially when they smile for you and then can be not that nice.
Speaking of English, like when do you begin to study English?
In Ukrainian school, you always study English, but it's not like a strict.
It's not serious.
Yeah, it's not serious, and like in the series, I started to learn English when I was on the grade 8, but yeah, it also wasn't like a serious.
I think it's similar to like Chinese situation. Like I study English like from elementary school. I don't speak English until I come to Canada.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
I think you also just learned the alphabet and like the simple word like cat, dog, and that's it. All this grammar. Yeah, but I remember when I met with my husband and he gave me opportunity to study at Durham College. He told me that you had to learn English. And I started to learn like serious. I spent the whole year to study with the British teacher, but when I had the IELTS exam, I got really nervous and I just didn't pass that exam like at all. I got really bad mark and my husband told me, okay, I see you have like a big stress. Let's start to study English in a school that has like a relevance to the college, so it's connected. And I started to learn English in the IELTS school. I started 3 months or 4, and I just entered to the college.
Oh yeah, okay. So you come to Canada to study
No,
for 3 months?
That time was the COVID, and
It's online study?
Yeah, I had online study. I had like really strict study. It was from Monday to Friday per 5 or 6 hours every day. So it's only with the teachers, and then the homework takes like 4 or 5 hours. So it takes like the whole day to finish all of my homework and studies, and repeat every day during the 4 months.
It's worth it to make it.
Yes. I remember that the first month, the problem was that all of the students had like the Canon cameras, but I had Nikon. And that was the problem because the settings a little bit different, and I had to find the whole information on the internet how to use it. And the problem was that whole information was in English, and I didn't know the grammar and vocabulary enough to understand how to use it. So I talked with my professor, and she helped me to understand how to use it. Yeah, all of my photos I did in photo studio with the professional lights and work in a team with the makeup artists. But I was like a stylist of my models, so every photo that I created, I have pre-planned. So I just create the vision on the paper.
Like a storyboard for video.
Yeah. And then just found the makeup artist, and then I just came to models, or she took the photo of her wardrobes, and I created the outfits for everything. Because this is my work, and I wanted to create like the best portfolio, and I spent a lot of time.
So are you a perfectionist?
Yeah.
That's nice for this job.
Yeah,
that's a good treat.
It's nice, but it takes a lot of time. So if I'll see the small spot on the floor, on the perfectly white floor, I will back and retouch it because it's not a perfect. Yeah, this is the third of my favorite photos. Here I use the real honey.
Honey?
Yeah. And I put it on the face of my models. She suffered a little bit,
Yeah.
but we got really nice picture.
It's worth it.
Yeah.
Nice,
Especially
and the butterflies.
it's not a Photoshop butterflies. It's like a fake material butterflies that we.
It's come out really nice.
Yeah. And I made a lot of photos before I started to put the honey, because if it will not work, I will lose my money to work with the makeup artist because I paid for this.
Oh, you paid the makeup artist?
Yes, this photo was taken in Kiev.
Kiev?
Yeah, in Ukraine, and there I was working with the makeup artist. I hired them, and this photo was taken at home. Was the wall in our flat, and it just put one source of light and
That's
yeah.
nice. That's nice.
So I live really close to the Union Station, but it still takes a lot of time. I spend 2 hours in one way every day to get to the college. So I use train and bus. The train takes an hour and the bus takes 40-45 minutes. But I also spend the time to get to the Union Station, to get from the bus station to the college. So it takes 2 hours in general.
So normally, how many days do you go to school a week?
So I had a really nice schedule that I chose. Every 4 days I have the study. So I have study every day except Tuesday. And in general it was like 2 or 1 classes.
What food do you like in Canada? Have you ever found anything?
It's a controversial question because the food in Canada is a little bit different from Ukrainian cuisine. And, for me, I really love to eat soup and something like potatoes, but here the food is really fat and not healthy. And
So you don't like the food here?
no, I don't like because after eating I feel like, not the best feeling inside because the food wasn't healthy.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, I love to cook something at home. It's much better and healthier, and also my husband, he's like a chef in our kitchen. He always cooks something.
Really?
Yes.
So he cook Ukrainian food or what type of cuisine he cook?
We love Ukrainian and Italian cuisine, so we cook something from both of them.
So what Ukrainian cuisine do you miss the most?
Borscht.
What's that? Sorry.
Yeah, sure, it's okay. It's a traditional Ukrainian soup. I can't say that it's soup, but it is. It's like a soup with a lot of vegetables and meat. And you serve it with the sour cream, with a piece of bread, and the pig fat that you can cut, and onion.
Sounds like we have a similar version, like Chinese hot pot.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
But it's a spicy version of pork. Sorry, what's the word of it?
Borscht.
Borscht. How do you spell that?
Let's check how it's right in English. Borscht.
Or you can.
Yes.
Borscht.
Borscht in Ukraine. Okay.
B-O-R-S-H-T. I will. Okay.
It's really tasty, and
I hope I can.
but I
go there
can
and try it.
cook it here, so I can find the whole ingredients that I need for the borscht and cook here.
So is there a restaurant here you can find borscht as well? Or you can only do it at home?
In the local restaurants we can find it, but due to war in Ukraine, a lot of Ukrainians moved to Canada and started to make a community.
Oh, yeah.
And I noticed that a lot of area started to open Ukrainian
Really?
small restaurants. Yeah.
So do you find any
Yeah.
authentic Ukrainian restaurant here?
Yes, yes. The food is so delicious and the price is really nice.
Okay. Give us one recommendation. I can try. We can try. Right?
Yeah. Korchma Barrel House. It's located in Etobicoke area.
I will write down it.
I
For
can
real.
send. I can send
tell
you.
me how to spell it.
Honestly, now it's Ukrainian person sitting closer because I heard the Ukrainian language.
Okay. This one.
Barrel.
House. Kitchen.
I recommend it to attend this place.
Alright.
And they decorated their restaurants like a Ukrainian authentic.
Authentic. Right.
Oh yeah, so hard.
Sometimes it gets really.
Yeah, so it looks really nice. So I recommend you attend this place.
Alright. So, let me see. So, except the food, do you find any other like what's a good and a bad you feel living in Canada?
You mean in the food?
No, except the food.
Okay, yeah.
Anything you can feel like you feel good here and you feel bad.
I can't talk about the whole Canada because I was only in Toronto every time. So we're talking about Toronto area. Maybe the bad thing that I faced with, it's like homeless people. There is a lot of homeless people around the whole areas, everywhere, and it happens. It can be in every country, but the big problem is that they consume the drugs, and they can be not like they can think rationality. Oh my goodness, I'm not sure that I spell right. So they're not like normal people. Then can hurt you or hit you or do something that can. So it's not a good here. And for me, it was a big surprise.
So do you feel comfortable walking on the street? Do you feel
not every time.
Nervous?
Not every time. Yeah, I'm nervous, especially when I see the small hunters that they built, especially under the bridges. And I feel not comfortable because I had really bad story with the people. Sometimes that follow me. Thanks God that I was with my husband and everything was good. We just went to the small coffee shop and that stranger just walked away.
Is it in the daytime or nighttime?
Yeah, it was a daytime.
That's really bad.
Yeah, and especially I'm nervous when I bring my camera somewhere or the digital stuff because it's not safety.
Oh, yeah. I can't remember. Like, I think this is like you don't have homeless back in Kiev, right? On the street.
Honestly, in Kiev, talking about Kiev, there is not a lot of homeless people. Maybe they are, but they're hiding.
You can't say them on the street. I think this is the phenomenon only in North American cities. Because if you go to any country in Asia, like China, I live there, and I went to Japan. I went to many cities in Japan and Taiwan and Hong Kong. There is no homeless. There is, but they're not on the street.
You don't see
and
them.
They will not like attack you, assault you.
Yes.
So yeah, that's also kind of issue I felt here. Even I am a guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's an issue I can relate.
Yeah, and you can like push them if they want to attack you because they have more rights in Toronto than you because you are a newcomer and he is the citizen, so he has more rights. And if you will push them or hurt somehow, he can go to the lawyer and
Really?
he can't, but yeah.
I don't know this yet.
The police can arrest you.
Because I have considered about this question, like what if someone attack me on the street? Because I was thinking I will attack back.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he has more rights than we.
All right. So every time I come to downtown, if I take my camera with me, so I would also take my tripod, and the tripod can be my weapon.
Oh, have you noticed that they love to look at the people who has a tripod or just digital camera?
Yeah.
They really.
So back in China, I like one of my hobbies is go on the street and take photos randomly. But here, no.
Yeah, here I always walk with my husband.
Yeah.
With him, I feel more comfortable and in the safe.
Yeah.
But to be alone, it's impossible because they can attack you.
So what do you like here? Good part.
I love the vibe of this big city. You know,
How?
I love the vibe of this big city.
Oh.
You know, maybe it's like from the childhood when I think you also watch the American movies where it was like a big dream, a big town, a lot of business people rush somewhere, and you also wanted a part of this big city. Now we can be, not now, here we can build our career. I don't know how about your country, but in Ukraine it's not popular to be a photographer, as I said previously, but here you can build and grow up in your career.
Oh yeah, I understand. And they have like many, like you have more choices, like what you want to be, what you want to do, and there are not many people will like judge you, right?
Yes, exactly. In Ukraine, also people loves to give you their feedback, not like a feedback. It's always like a bad review of your actions and your growing in some field. So if you want to film the video for your YouTube, a lot of friends will tell you that, why do you do this? You will not be popular. It's not for you. Come on, it's a joke. Stop doing this.
That's interesting.
Ukraine is a really good nation and we have a really nice culture, but we depends from the thoughts of other people. So we have
care about others'
yes,
judgments.
a lot
right?
of Ukrainian people have like addicts from another thoughts.
Yeah, last question. Yeah, because I think we can't like avoid this about the war. So, just from your perspective, if you can tell people what's happened there in Ukraine about the war.
I know that a lot of news stopped showing the war in their daily shows, and people started to think that the war just over, but it's not. The war still continue, and as I know, because we check our Ukrainian news here every day, and it shows that we still try to back our lands, and like the situation on the border is not the best. The fighting still continue, and sometimes the Russian soldier bombed the big town, not only military area, everything, even like the building where people lives. It still continues. It's not still safety to back there. And yeah, it's.
Let me see how long we.
It's a normal thing here when the big cars make a lot of noise.